Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I am very excited to film today's video because it's not one that I do often. Like, I do a lot of vlogs, but I will rarely do a sit down video, and if I do, it's like a haul of some sort. But today I'm going to be doing a sort of like a catch-up video, like a little bit of like a reacting to your assumptions about me, a little bit of answering your questions, like kind of just like a whole bunch of randomness. I basically went on my Instagram story and just said, like, anything you want to know, any questions, any assumptions about me, like, leave them here. And I screenshotted some that I want to talk about or answer, and that is going to be today's video. So I'm really excited. I found some good questions. I was actually pleasantly surprised because they weren't all just like asking the same thing about really personal stuff. They were actually genuine questions and assumptions and things that I can actually talk about and answer. So I'm very excited to let you guys in on my life a little bit more. Also, if I sound a little bit crazy at any point, it's because my blood sugar is a little bit low right now and it's on its way up. I just had some juice, but sometimes I just like can't form thoughts that make sense. Also, ignore the background. I am doing some changes with my apartment, and one of them is I'm doing something different with that wall right there, so it looks a little bit sus. There's just like some random vases with nothing else, so please ignore. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the questions, assumptions, whatever. The first one is, I guess, an assumption slash question. It says, you seem so calm and relaxed and happy. Is that the real you? Relaxed? No. I mean, I don't know how I come across, but within myself, I am not relaxed. I'm very anxious. I'm very like, always thinking about like what's next, what could happen, what like so many things, just all the things. I'm not relaxed internally. I think I present very type A because I've had people tell me that they could tell I was very type A before they even fully knew me. So I'm gonna say relaxed, no. But I would say calm and happy, yes. Like in general, I think I'm a pretty calm person. Like I'm not like super like crazy or anything. Like I'm pretty chill, and I think like my vibe is kind of chill. Like I don't walk in the room and I'm not like the center of attention, you know. Like I'm more calm in that sense. And happy, yeah, I think I am happy. I am obviously going through like a hard year, but I think right now, in comparison to other parts of the year and just like in general, I think I am happy. I think I'm doing well. And all things considered, I would say that is the real me. Like what you guys see in my vlogs is me, and it's even probably more me than maybe like people in my life see, because my vlog a lot of times is when it's just me, myself, and I, and so I say things to the camera that I wouldn't even necessarily say to friends or family. And so I think that what you see in my vlogs is very real. The only thing is I don't give like super personal details, or I don't, like when I'm having like a breakdown, I'm not gonna record that. Like I collect my thoughts before I talk to the camera most of the time, and then I edit it to like make it flow better and everything like that. But I would say, yeah, calm and happy is the real me. Relaxed, no, not so much. I'm gonna address this because I got so many questions like this. I feel like it's obvious, but maybe it's not. But the question is relationship status. What is my relationship status? I'm single. I'm very single. That's all there is to it. It's a pretty simple answer. I am single. Okay, this next one is a question. How do you keep yourself from being affected by things you see on social media? So I've really had to put myself to the test the last few months, and like I can't even say that I'm not affected by it, because I definitely am. And I can't even like, I don't know, personally I just can't build thicker skin. Like I just can't. Like I take things personally, and I think because I care so much about what I put out, like if I post a video, right, this is what I'm referring to, like say I post a video and it gets like perceived wrong, and then like all the comments are like really mean, and I'm like, well, I didn't mean it like that. Like I didn't mean it like that. But I can't just like leave the video up and be like, whatever. like, I don't care what people say, like, because I'm like, oh my God, like, I feel really bad, like, people hate me. Like, I don't know, that's just like a random example. It's not even necessarily something that like actually happened, but I can't, like, I'm so affected by comments I see and videos I see and just like people's opinions online, like so affected. And I've tried to just like not care, but it just doesn't work. So honestly, the only thing I can do is just get off social media. There's like 3 things. Get off social media, block accounts that I feel like are not serving me or that I feel like are consistently bringing me down. Or if I see like videos or whatever that I don't want to see, I click not interested, like on TikTok. I feel like TikTok's the only platform where it's like an issue. And yeah, so I just click not interested. Mainly, I just try to stay off the platforms that bother me, like TikTok really gets to me. My Instagram DMs sometimes can get to me. And so things like that, especially like when I feel like my brain is really influential, I especially stay away. Like early mornings when I first wake up, I do not go on TikTok recently because it'll ruin my day if I see something that makes me upset. And then same right before bed, like I just don't want that on my brain right before bed. Or if I'm like having a really bad day, like I just stay away because I know it's just probably gonna make it worse. So how do I keep myself getting affected? I do things that prevent me from seeing things that would affect me. Okay, next question is, when did you first realize that you liked girls? So I have told this story before, but it's been a while. But looking back on life, there's a lot of times when I had like crushes on friends or just like liked a girl in a show or something, and I didn't think of it as anything more than like I was obsessed with her, like I wanted to be her. I didn't realize that I had like a crush on her. But the time when I realized like, oh wait, it was actually my first girlfriend, and I was working at a coffee shop and she was openly out, and I was just kind of like curious. I was like, why do I get excited when I'm working with her, and like why does she like make me feel like this? I remember one day I was working and she left because we were working together, and then she left before me, and I remember she left and I was kind of just like, oh my God. And I had to sit down, like I literally sat down at the bar and I was like, no, like you do, because I had so much internalized homophobia. I was like, you are not, nope, you do not like her, you do not like girls. And I was like, oh my God, I like her. I have a crush on her. Why do I have a crush on her? And that's how I figured it out. We hung out, we ended up dating for like a while. That is how I realized I liked girls. And then after that I looked back on it, I'm like, oh, I had a crush on her and her. So it was always there, but it wasn't until I was 18 or 19, I always forget. What is your comfort meal? Okay, so I would say there's 2. So the first comfort meal is my mom, actually they're both foods that my mom makes. The first one is my mom's minestrone soup. It's like actually the best thing ever. It's straight up just like soup with like chunks of vegetables in it, and it's the best thing ever. And then the second one is a family recipe. It's for a pasta sauce, and both of those are just like my favorite meals. They have been forever and always. They're for sure a comfort meal. Also buffalo chicken, but it's not the same. Like the feeling I get when I eat like minestrone soup, my mom's minestrone soup and my mom's pasta sauce is like nothing else I've ever experienced. Like that is the ultimate comfort food for me, for sure. Next question is, what is the key step for you during your healing/self-care journey? Hold on, I gotta check my blood sugar. I don't feel good. Okay, I'm back. All is well. Okay, so again, what is the key step for you during your healing/self-care journey? Love you, you're glowing. Love you more. Honestly, going back to like basics of what makes me happy. So like when you get out of a relationship, like you're very much like stunned, because if you're with them for a long time, and I don't just mean me, like I feel like this is like very common, like you have like a way of life together and you compromise. You live life in a way that is a compromise. And I think sometimes, or not even sometimes, I feel like often in relationships, people, leave parts of themselves behind to take in a part of somebody else and things like that. And that's just like how relationships are. That's just like, that's the beauty of them. And I guess whenever I got out of the relationship, like I was stunned, because I was like, I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I like. I don't know what I am on my own. Like I just don't know. And also because of just like the age when I got into a relationship versus and like when I got out, like I'm like a whole new person. Like I'm years older. I have a full-time job now and I didn't at the beginning of my relationship. Like just a lot has changed. I'm out of college. Like I've just like, I'm an adult. As much as I still feel like I'm not, like I fully am. And when I started my relationship, I was an adult technically, but I still had like, I was young, and I know I'm still young, but like I was still really young at that point. This was my first time like out in the big world, like for real. Like this was my first time single, where I'd be living on my own and fully supporting myself and, you know, like everything like that. And it's like really overwhelming. And the things that I found to be the most important and most comforting and the most healing was like going back to like me, like at my core, who am I and what makes me happy? And that's things like dancing and going to coffee shops and finding new music and listening to music and like very, very simple things, watching a lot of YouTube, like making YouTube videos. All of those are so simple, but genuinely they make me so happy at my core. And focusing on those things and making those like the highlights of my life, like the important parts of my life that I focus the most on, like that has been the most healing. And I feel like I'm healing like parts of me I didn't even know were broken just by living life for me. Like even just in my morning routine, like I love routines, and I've just been, you know, doing my morning routine and it makes me happy, and it's been healing to have like my morning routine. Like nobody can take my morning routine away from me. You know what I mean? Like that is mine forever and always, and I, no matter what happens in my life, can always go back to my morning routine. Does that make sense? Like it's just been like taking care of me on a really deep level has been the most healing. Okay, this next question is long-term goals. It really depends like how long-term we're talking. I don't really know. I would really love to start a life coaching business. I don't know about like location, like where to live. Like honestly, I would kind of live anywhere. Like I like parts of California. I would also still love to live in Hawaii. I'm good with Florida. I would maybe move back up north to like Boston. Like there's places that I like would live, so like I don't really know, but honestly, like I would love to just stay close to my friends, Brie, Maddie, and Bella. Like I would really just like to stay in Florida for that reason. I also love Florida and it feels like home now. If we're talking long term, maybe like a house within the next 2-3 years. I would love to find love again. I would love to be in a relationship when time is right and when, you know, the person comes along and when all the stars align. Like I'd love to find love again and get into a relationship. Yeah, I guess just like life coaching, finding a forever love at some point, and just like becoming like a grown woman. Like I don't know, like long term, I'm out of school. I don't know, just like continuing to learn about me and just like being healthy and living on is like my only real goals at the moment. This question is, do you like Boston more than LA? Short answer, 100%. Long answer, I wouldn't say I like Boston more than the state of California, but I like Boston more than LA. There's parts of California that I really enjoy, and they actually remind me of Boston a little bit, but they have nicer weather. I love Boston, like the city of Boston, I absolutely love. However, I don't like the weather. I would say that I like Boston more than LA, to answer your question, but I don't like Boston more than California. This question is, how has the journey been with type 1 diabetes? So if you guys didn't know, back in April, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and this was like a complete shock to me. There's no family history. I have no health history. Like I have been completely healthy, like A+ student, not a student, but like A+ doctors visit person, always so healthy. Never had braces, never needed glasses, like just like very healthy. And my pancreas just decided to stop working I was 22 at the time. How has it been? It's been very interesting. It's been a journey. I would say that I am at a place where I've most definitely accepted it, and I also, it's become like second nature. Like, it's just what I do, and like, it's not like it's just what I do. I don't have a choice. And I definitely have gone through like the stages of grief with it, all of them. And like at first, I mean, it was like a massive adjustment. Like I went 22 years, actually like almost 23 years, not having to do the work for an organ, and then all of a sudden having to. And I'm gonna say this because I wanted to hear this. While it's a lot of work, and like, sure, I don't even need to say it because we all diabetics already know, because we're reminded 24/7, like, of course there's things that can technically happen, but like, it's literally like not a big deal. Like, it's really not in the grand scheme of things. Like, it's really just not a big deal. Of course, I'm talking from a place of privilege, and there's a lot of people out there where it's a huge deal because they don't have access to the resources that they need. And that's a problem in and of itself. If you are able to, at the very least, get insulin and a finger pricker, like, it's really not a big deal. Like, just take care of yourself. Like, I shifted my mindset to more of like, I'm lucky because I know so much about my body. Like, obviously, like I live by like my blood sugar number, right? But like, that's a beautiful thing. Like, I can put stuff in my body and literally see what it does to my body through a number. Like, I don't know. I just feel like diabetes, like having it, is going to make me healthier throughout my lifetime, because I'm going to be more like extra focused on exercise, extra focused on eating a wholesome, healthy diet, embracing life, because you realize like anything can happen. Like, I don't know, if anything, like diabetes has been like something that kind of woke me up and just like made me a healthier person. Of course, it's like extremely, extremely mentally taxing, and don't get me wrong, like probably once a week I cry about literally just having it, because it's like annoying and like unfair in so many ways, but the journey's been like okay. I'm kind of lucky because me as a person, I like literally my whole life, like even as like a little child, enjoy fruits and vegetables and like wholesome foods. Like, I genuinely already ate that way. And also with type 1 diabetes, like you literally can eat anything, you just have to dose for it. And you really can eat anything, and it's like really not that big of a deal. Like, sure, sometimes I have to stop halfway through my workout to have a juice box, but like, okay. And like, people have it so much worse. And again, like, I'm talking from a place of privilege where I have access to devices that make it like a billion times easier. And like, I know that some people can't even get insulin, some people can't even get a finger pricker, and I know that. But for me, my personal journey and like what I've come to realize is, and like, I'm saying this because I want someone who's struggling to hear it, like, you're gonna be okay. It's like really not a big deal, and you will live a completely normal life with it, just maybe with some decorations on your arms. And people will not love you less. In fact, people will probably love you more and think it's really cool that you're able to do so much to stay alive. And my journey's been okay, and honestly, it's kind of rewarding because like, you get to celebrate little wins that other people don't get to. If I have a donut and my blood sugar doesn't spike, I get to celebrate a win. Like, I get like a little boost of like, heck yeah, I did it. And everyone else, they're probably like, why did I eat that donut? But I'm like, heck yeah, I ate that donut. Like, my blood sugar didn't even spike. You know what I mean? It's been an interesting journey, but it's been okay. Okay, so this question is, have you thought about reviving Sunshark? So this is another thing where I've like probably talked about briefly, but probably not like to a point where people like actually know what's going on. So I had a clothing company called Sunshark, and it was my baby, and I literally loved it. I did it all hands-on, straight from my apartment, and I absolutely loved it. How do I put this? So I could not use that name anymore. There was an issue with my previous team that I was working with, and I no longer can use the name Sunshark. And also, I just don't think I have it in me anymore to do that all myself. So if I were to ever pick up a clothing business again, it would be a lot less hands-on. With that being said, would I ever start a clothing company again? Yes. Anytime soon? No. But I'd be more likely to probably drop like merch for like my podcast or something before I were to start up like a whole business again. Do you ever feel like growing up in New Hampshire affected the way you go through life? Yes, but not in a good way. I think that I learned very quickly after leaving New Hampshire that I was very sheltered and ignorant in a lot of ways. I think it's just the nature of like small town. People kind of stick around for a lot of years type of vibe. All I knew was like my small New Hampshire town, and all I knew was like whatever anyone in the town taught me, and I was just like ignorant in a lot of ways, and I've just grown a lot since leaving. It affected the way I lived my life, but I didn't even know it. But since leaving, I feel like it hasn't really stuck with me more than like I require strong coffee. Like I cannot with some of like the Southern coffee. Like I'm like, this is cream and sugar, get it away from me. So like very snobby with coffee. And I also say like wicked, but that's all. Okay, this is fun. This says fave album with no skips. So I'm gonna have to say there's like two answers. One is like any Billie Eilish album, like you can just put it on and play it and like I'll be chilling. And the second one is probably Steve Lacy's newest album. I've just like had it on repeat for like ever, and I just like can't get enough of it. It's just like calming but upbeat, but like happy, but like moody. Like I don't know. I just really like that album. So yeah, that's my answer. This is really sweet. This one is, how is your heart feeling? My heart is patched up. It's broken, but it's healing. I'm definitely feeling, my heart's feeling a lot better than it was not too long ago. But honestly, my heart is feeling like it just wants so much time with friends and wants to focus on myself, and it's content right now. Like it's definitely repairing, but it's content. Okay, this is what's your rising and moon sign? So wait, I have to go to CoStar. I always forget. So I'm a Gemini, and my moon is Capricorn and my rising is Aries. So everyone dissect me down below. What is a job you've always dreamed of having? Honestly, social media, like genuinely being a YouTuber specifically has been my dream job like since I discovered YouTube in like 2010. Like genuinely love it. Aside from that, a therapist. However, I'm just simply not going to school for any longer. So like life coaching also is like kind of like a dream job, but also interior designer. It's like too late, but like in another life, I'll be an interior designer. And yeah, that's also a job that I like used to dream of having. But I would say like by far being a YouTuber has been my dream job like forever. This question is, be honest, do you drink milk? Yes. This one is another question about type 1 diabetes. It says, you are so upbeat about your type 1 diabetes. Do you ever feel afraid that you couldn't handle it? Oh my God, if you only knew. More times than not. Like, I can't even tell you how many times it has broken me down and completely just destroyed me because I feel like I can't do it. Like, I'm just like, some days I wake up and I'm just like, I can't do it again. I can't do another day. But I feel like I am really upbeat about it still. My camera just died. I had to go fix that situation, but I do go about it in a really upbeat way, because if you don't, it just eats you alive mentally. If you let yourself just like think about it and like think about how much it sucks and think about how much work it is, like it just makes it worse for you. Like all I can do is be positive about it. I simply cannot change the fact that I have type 1 diabetes, and I straight up cannot change the fact that my blood sugar will spike sometimes and that it'll go low sometimes and that I need insulin to live. Like I can't change it. So like why be pouty about it? All I can control is my mindset, and so I control my mindset and I go about it in a very upbeat way. Okay, so this is another diabetes question, and I chose a lot of these because I never did like a dedicated video to like my diagnosis or anything like that. But this says, has your diabetes brought up past eating disorder struggles? So this is so interesting, but this is another thing I can thank diabetes for. I would say that I had a solid, healthy relationship with food for probably like 2 years prior to diagnosis. So I feel like I had healed from my disordered eating struggles from the past, which started when I was 10 and lasted up until like about 20. And I had definitely healed for like about 2 years prior to, but like things lingered for sure. I'm not gonna go into like what would be in my mind, because I feel like that's like really triggering to some people. But yeah, like disordered eating thoughts definitely lingered. And it's crazy because as soon as I was diagnosed, I just simply didn't have any, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I think like for me, the foods that were like fear foods in a disordered eating way were foods that weren't necessarily good on my blood sugar. It made me want them because I'm like, well, now I can never have this again. It made me like want it more. And so like, I don't know how to explain it, but like when I look at foods that I used to deem like bad for me or unhealthy, like I look at it like, ooh, that's gonna spike my blood sugar, but I want it. Like, give that to me now. That looks delicious. Like, it's just not the same. And so like, I almost just want to like thank diabetes for like literally deleting any disordered eating, because I don't know how to explain it. Like, I just don't have the same thoughts like that anymore. So this is an assumption. This is your breakup helped you find and embrace true friends. This is like, this couldn't be more true. 100%. Like, I've talked about this a lot in my vlogs and on my podcast and stuff. Like, friendship is like my number one priority besides myself right now. Like, I have found so much value and beauty and love and excitement in friendship. Like, there is nothing like a good friend and time with your friends and laughing with your friends and memories with your friends. Like, there is nothing like it. And I have the most incredible friends, and I will love them till the day I die. Like, they're my people, and I just like, they're all that matters. They're all that matters to me. No, seriously though, like, I love my friends, and 100% this breakup made me realize like friends are so important in my life. I need to give more time and energy to friendship. So this is like, we'll end off on this one. This is like a little bit of somebody looking for advice. So they said, advice for someone who's apartment searching post breakup and nothing feels right. I chose this because this is actually interesting. I actually didn't have this feeling. Like, what didn't feel right was being in the space we shared together alone. And because I was in our space for a few weeks post breakup alone, I was so ready. Like, anything would feel better than being in our space. So this was interesting to me. The thought of like somebody searching for an apartment and nothing feels right. And I would just say, like, start fresh if you can. I know that like not everyone's circumstances allow, but like as much as you can, try not to take anything. Like, don't take furniture. If I know not everyone can do this, but like, if you can, even if you have to thrift all your furniture or Facebook Marketplace, like cheapest option, whatever it is, like try if it's possible. Like, don't bring any furniture that you share together. Don't bring any, like, anything that you feel like is carrying energy from the relationship into your new place. Find a place that is like so you, like your vibe, your aesthetic makes you so happy. Like, I don't care if it's a shack in the corner of a field. Like, if that is like what would make you feel the most safe and calm and the most at home, get that. Like, if you have to spend a little bit extra to get what you really, really want, do it. Like, be selfish, invest in yourself, and start as fresh as you can. Like, get all new furniture that you love, and like just get new things that are uniquely yours. I believe that things have energy and they carry energy. And so if you're bringing, say a couch, you're bringing a couch that you and your previous relationship shared, bought together maybe. That couch has so much energy. You guys loved on that couch. You fought on that couch. You cried on that couch. You laughed on that couch. You watched TV on that couch. You ate on that couch. Like, that couch has energy. And I just feel like bringing that into your new space, like, it's not going to feel right. You're going to feel like something's missing in your new space. And it's because the couch is carrying energy, and part of that energy is missing without that other person. But you don't want that. Like, you want to start fresh. So I feel like in order for your space to feel right, make it yours. Like, for me, candles. Like, candles. I need candles for something to feel homey. So I light an absurd amount of candles. A lot of coffee. The smell of coffee, the taste of coffee is cozy to me. It's homey to me. It reminds me of childhood, honestly. Do things within your space that make it feel homey, and it'll start to feel right. Like, at first it might not, but it will over time. Like, make it yours, invite friends over, watch your favorite show. Also settle in as quickly as you can. Like, this is like my number one goal for like making things feel homey. Like, as soon as you move in, unpack, like literally unpack. I was unpacked 100% from this apartment in 2 days. Like, you gotta just unpack. Like, unpack and settle in, because the sooner that all your stuff is unpacked, the sooner it will feel like home, and that it'll feel right. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It was really fun to film, and I always love giving my advice to you guys. I do a lot of things like this over on my podcast, so if you guys enjoyed, I have my podcast linked down below, and I always do. So if you want more advice from me, more things like this for me, definitely check out my podcast. Or if you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments too, because maybe I can incorporate them more into my content. I'm pretty sure my blood sugar is low again. I took a lot of insulin with my lunch, and I don't think... Called it. Okay, I'm gonna end this off really quick. I love you all so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys learned something. Hope you guys feel inspired, or you want to subscribe, because we are literally actually so close to 100K. I think we're at like 99,000. Love you all. Check out the description for the rest of my social media. I can't think straight. I gotta check my blood sugar. I'll talk to you guys so super soon.